Céline Ross from Janome, Canada. I'm in Montreal right now, as usual, and I welcome you to a new topic of the day, which will be the border guide foot. So the border guide foot is a little optional accessories. It's a F foot with wings on the left and on the right, and it allows me to create nice border with my decorative stitches or even utilitarian stitches from my sewing machine. So it just embellish everything, garment, home decor, for every room of the house. So you have to be careful when you buy it, to make sure that you have or a 7mm machine or a 9mm machine. Okay, so when you buy a sewing machine, you're supposed to remember by heart which model you bought. Okay, so maybe from far you see some sample. I try to show so much that sometimes it looks like how do you say that? I almost said duty free, but it's not what I mean. It looks like a flea market. I want this to look classy. So you see border on the blouse. We sew here in Montreal, we sew more garment than quilting, but you can use this in quilting also, no problem. Okay, and you see the bottom of a pair of jean capri and a skirt, but I'll do a close-up after. You'll see better. Okay, so a lady was nice enough to let me know that when I switch my my camera, my name hide some stitches, so I'm going to remove it. Don't forget, my name is Céline Ross. Okay, and I'm changing camera. Okay, and now you see Janome asked me to use, oh, it's dark, huh? How come it's so nice and clear now? Because I'm using my nice luminous daylight from, well, Janome Canada has some for sure. Janome America has some also. Okay, so they asked me to use 3160 and one of the model of the anniversary, model, I should say. With time, I'll be good in English. So the machine is, the one I'm going to use today is 3160 PG, yeah, that's it. PG, sorry, okay? It's a anniversary edition in the light, some kind of a pink. Maybe you don't see well with the light, but it's like a rosewood color, okay? So it's a portable machine, free arm. I'll tell you more about it a little bit later because I want to get over this, but it's a light machine, 12 pounds and a half. So maybe it's your first machine, okay, and maybe it's a machine that you like to, who has one TV today, who has one sewing machine today? Well, less and less, we have a few of almost everything except two Frigidaire and 2 stove, but sewing machine, we have a few. 3160 is total electronic machine. Not with all the feature of a top of the line, of course, but the most convenient feature that you need for sewing is on this machine. It's really a full machine. It's a 7mm machine, width, and 5mm stitch length. Okay, so while I'm demonstrating, you'll see some feature. And this is the hard cover that comes with the machine. I put it there. So it's a free arm machine, like I said. And what I did here, did you see? Do you see? I have an extra lift. extra lift when I want to pull something out. So I add, because when I'm sewing, this is too small for me, you know. My hands are not comfortable. I like to remove, it's a free arm machine, I like to remove the accessory box to insert my the table that comes with the machine. So, and this is what we're going to do. This is my sample. Let me fix my camera. Okay, so maybe you're gonna say, hey, you're not finished your work. No, I keep them for you. I wanted to practice with you, and I'm doing the same thing in French after, so I'm ready for the next one. But you really see that this is border. So what the foot is doing, so in the middle of the first row, you know, you have to write, to mark down your center line, and this is your first row. The second row, you align the first row between those two red mark, the third row on the opposite side, and then you go in between those rows to add some more stitches. Okay, so this is I'm presenting to you in my nice frame, but I'll remove it to sew. I like that frame because then I can, it's nice when I show to people, but then I can work with just with the panel. So I'll adjust my lights. Okay, it looks not bad. Okay, so it's a snap-on foot. Okay, you see, this one is 7mm, but you also have 9mm, and as usual, Janome write the initial of the foot, so this one is FB, Border Foot Guide. Okay, and as usual, my thread goes inside my little opening here, the little slit, under the foot, and on the foot holder, on the thread holder, sorry, on the side. That allows me to have a clean back. Look, there's no messy stitches at the back. Look how clean it is. You know, at the beginning, no messy thread. Okay, so first, before you do this, you have to prepare your fabric. So to prepare your fabric, you have to or starch it or stabilize, add some stabilizer underneath. So stabilizer, it depends on which fabric you're going to do this, or tear away or cut away if it's on stretch, or like usual, I prefer to use Stereo Magic to stiff it before, and you can stiff your fabric before or starch your fabric before, and even add some tear away underneath. Okay, right now, you know, this little technique help you to make you discover your stitches. I'm going to move the camera if the stand is cooperating with me. Whoops. Oh yeah. Okay, so you see 31, 60 stitches. You have utility stitches, those two rows here, utility stitches, decorative stitches, satin stitch, decorative for quilting stitches, decorative stitches, cross stitch, buttonholes. It has 6 one-step buttonhole, automatic mending, bar tack, and eyelet. It's a complete machine. It comes with the feet, the accessory, the feet you need. So, of course, here I use decorative stitches. Of course, I use some. You see, this is in the cross stitch section. So I use a few. I use not all of them, but it's you can also play with your thread. So I used cotton thread, polyester thread, plain thread and variegated thread and even metallic thread here. This is metallic. Janome Canada, anyway, is a distributor. I don't know if you see them. Madeira thread. So this is what I used. I used to try them. Okay? So you see them here. You see variegated. So using different thread, using different stitches, of course, but different width and length can change the look of the machine. Like an example here. So you see, as I asked to the machine and I enlarged my cross star, I don't know how you would call this, snowflake, a star, and I enlarge it. So you see, it changes a little bit the look. So metallic thread, variegated in polyester, variegated in cotton. Oops, my goodness, outside there was a big... so the line, a border is always an odd number. So you can do 3, 5, 7, 9, whatever you want. So here I have I have 5 here. Here I have 7 here. On the blouse, the white blouse, I have only 3. So you see, it's an applique stitch, decorative stitch, applique stitch. Okay, you know, there's no one. Your creativity is, and a good help is Pinterest today. Pinterest. I don't know who invented this, but oh, genius. Okay, so what I did first, I draw my line. Okay, and after I add 1 stitch, and I choose this one. Okay, this is exactly what I did, just as is. So now I'm using another thread. I got, this is to prepare. So I'm trying a variegated thread in cotton now. So you see, I put my thread in the thread holder. You have, I hope my screen, yeah. So you see just a little bit of a thread cutter from the back to the front. It cuts the thread. From the front to the back, it holds the thread with a nice tension here. So maybe I'm using 3160 PG today, but if you have another model of machine with these electronic function, you know what I'm saying is going to be good for your machine also, even if you have a 9mm machine. And what I like to use, which is very convenient here, I have no foot control. If I want, I can add it. But as soon as I have my start-stop button, well, it's up to you. It's like a cruise control here. So, you know, for the camera and all for everything I have here, I didn't need the foot control. My reverse is there. Lock stitch. Needle up, needle down, thread cutter, speed control. This is to choose or my stitch or my width, or my stitch, yeah, my width and my length, stitch length, okay? And then you have your stitches, okay? So what I'll do now, I will use, I want to use stitch number 35. I did stitch 48 in the middle, so now I want to do stitch 35. So the light is okay, 35. So I move my cursor up to 5. I have stitch 35, and already maybe with the, yeah, now you see. Okay, so you see stitch, this is the stitch number. This is the width of the stitch, and this is the stitch length. It's pre-programmed in the machine. I will not go that fast, okay? Because I have to talk to you and tell you stuff and ta-da-ta. So, and I want you to see well. So, if I do this, touch in the middle. Okay, so what I did first, I sew. Now let's say I can start from the right or to the left, whatever I want. So when you buy a foot, you study your foot, okay? So you have your guidelines vertically, horizontally, okay? And your needle position, left, center, right. So I want to start and to finish at the same, to start for sure at the same place, sorry, whoops. So I will align, why you do this? Okay, so I will align my first stitch in between my two guideline, but I have the other one where to start. And in any Janome embroidery sewing machine, electronic, you know, when I start, it always, I'll go slow, I want you to see, always start with a lock stitch, always, and then it starts with goes with the decorative stitch. So I'll go faster, okay, but not full speed because there's a noise also. And then I'll stop because I want to say something. Then my eyes stays here. I don't have to look here. The machine knows where to go. I look here to make sure that I keep my right alignment straight. Okay. Okay. Speed up when it's going okay. And then I'm going to use my lock stitch function. I'll stop to show you first. So my lock stitch function is this one. While I'm sewing, okay, I'm going to leave the camera like this, and I see I'm coming to the end. I'm getting ready, and I see where it stops. Okay, I will ask, while I'm sewing, I will ask to lock my stitch and stop it. I'm asking to stop, okay, but I'm also asking to finish the sequence of my design. Okay. Okay, so look at this. I need 4 hands. I'm going to use my little snip. Okay, so my first row, I went a little bit further, but it's okay, you know, this is inside. Okay, now I want to do the opposite side. So right in the center, the first row, right in between my two guideline and my horizontal mark, red mark, where do I start? Exactly where? So let's go. I keep my eyes on the first sewing row, my first stitches. Then I'll show you something else. Oh, I just want to look, where's my thread here? Oh, I didn't, sorry, I'm on top now because my thread is acting foolish thing now. It's doing foolish things. Okay, keep going. And then my lock stitch. While I'm almost at the end, ask, and I'm okay. I stop right in the fabric. You don't sew without fabric, and you don't sew after, and you start to sew in the fabric. It's a bad habit, you know. I see people sometimes they put their fabric like this, and then they go, hey, what are you asking? Your machine a miracle? Okay, so I did my 2 rows. Okay, my 3 rows, I'm sorry. Now I want to go in the center. So what do? Same thing, I will align my, yeah, I'm okay. So you see my 2 red lines will follow external here at the end of those 2 stitches. And I'm going to change stitch. And just for fun, I'll do stitch 32. You know, I always use a wide stitch. Oh, just for fun. No, 31. 31. You'll be happy with. Okay. So I'm coming back up here. So now here 31. Okay. So it tells me the center. You know, you have a 7mm machine here. In 7mm, you have 71 needle position. 71, because the machine, sorry, if you change your stitch, sorry, oh no, not 71, this one. Well, you know what, I'll have to make sure of that. I don't want to lie to you, huh? You'll say, Céline Ross, là. Oh ho. Okay, now I'm going straight. The name of this stitch is sculpture stitch. Keep going. So I cannot I cannot go crooked, you know. Is it a word? Okay. My thread cutter again. Thread cutter. And then make sure when I use the thread cutter brings the upper thread underneath to cut them all together, you know, and it's really consistent. And again here the same thing, go. And I keep my eyes really watching my 2 red lines. So here I will have 5 stitches. 5, yeah. So you see, I stop right into the fabric. Okay, so this is done. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say you want to add more. I want to clean, you know, I like to clean my work while I'm sewing, because then it looks messy and it doesn't look good, even for my eyes, not for people, even for me. I want this to look good. You want to add stitches, what do? You keep adding here. So you see the last row, so you'll be able to have 2 more here and 2 more on the other side. So that's why I say 3, 5, 7, 9, and you keep going. But a border, you know, is not the whole pair of pants, huh? Or it's not 12 inches a border, huh? Okay. Now I want to tell you something else that for sure you know, but just in case, okay? And I'm going to use just the side as a guide. I'm not doing a border. It's something I want to show you with a decorative stitch and one function of the machine. Okay. Let's say you're choosing any stitch, that flower, 27, number 27. Okay. So the light, the camera. Oy, oy, oy. So 27. Okay. It adjusts everything for me, no problem. Okay, I'm sewing. And I want to complete my flower, but sometimes it's not possible. So, you know, when you use the lock stitch function, it will finish the sequence of the design. But sometimes you really have to stop. I'll slow down. sometimes you really have to stop. You're there and it's not finished. What do? You have start stop button here. It will stop instantly. Okay. Okay. Start stop. Not start stop, sorry. Reverse, I'm sorry. Reverse. And it will lock the stitch. The reverse. So to do a full sequence is the lock stitch. So look what I'm going to do here. I can use the thread cutter on the side also, but I'll do only one sequence now. Only one. So I'm starting. I'll put the camera far because I want you to see my hands. I put my camera far. Okay, start. While it's sewing, I'm asking my machine to finish this sequence and lock the stitch. And of course, I'll cut the thread. Sorry, cut the thread. Okay. But now, and I have only one sequence, only one design. Now, let's say I'm towards the end with the same design. Start. And I have to stop right away. I'm pressing the back stitch and the reverse button, and you see I didn't go outside of the fabric. I stayed in the fabric to stop instantly to finish my sequence. So two things in my with my Janome machine. Another thing that people sometimes forget, and this is for every Janome model, let's say you're full speed, okay, but you don't want to start fast. You see, I'm holding start until I'm comfortable or I'm sure I'm okay. Then I'll let go. The machine will speed up by itself. So this function is only without the foot control. Cut my thread, cut my thread. Okay. So you see, if you go too fast, let me show you. See, I went too fast. Look, they're not as nice as these here. You see, they're open. And here I use the metallic thread. So what do I do when I use metallic thread? Let me show you here. I reduce my tension. Normal is 4, 4.5, 5. But when I use fancy thread, I reduce my tension. So this machine, you can play with the tension, but also you can play with your pressure foot, with your pressure foot. Is this machine can sew with twin needles? Of course. Okay, it comes with the machine. And on top of the machine, maybe you don't see everything, but you have the diagram how to thread your machine, how to do your bobbin, how to make your bobbin, okay? And it comes with all the accessories you need for this machine. The foot doesn't come with the machine, okay? But you have all the feet you need. So this one is for this foot is for blind hem. Your buttonhole in one step, buttonhole. Of course, your seam ripper to clean. This is for your overlock stitches, overlock foot. Of course, everything is in your instruction book, but you know, instruction book is the last thing we look. Zipper foot, and this is your regular foot, sewing foot. They all have a letter, so you know when you use it. So you see, the border guide border guide and F-foot are the same, except the border guide has wings on the side. So if I didn't want to make a border, if I just wanted to sew a regular decorative stitch, my machine tells me which foot to put. F-foot. Like this, maybe you see better. Yeah, F-foot. Stitch 27, stitch width, stitch length, my navigation, my speed control, everything you need is there. But there's more. You're doing quilting, so as a bonus, you have all these feet. So I'll start with this. It'll come to me. Oh, maybe it's at the back now. So this is F2 with open toe, 1/4 inch, a seam guide, free arm, free motion quilting, feed dog on top. I don't know how to say. I don't know. With the quilt bar, it's for quilting. You know, these are feed dogs on top. Okay, and this machine has. You know when it's important, we forget about it. So you have the feed dog divided in 7 pieces. It's a drop-in bobbin, okay? And I just wanted to look, because my notes, just in case I forget something. I told you. I think I told you everything. What time is it? Am I okay? Oh yes, 2 minutes too late, but. And in Janome Canada, it comes with these boxes with the pink to match, pink with the pink of the machine. J bobbin are rubberized, and it prevents the bouncing and maybe I can enlarge. Yeah. So you see, this one I did on a 9mm machine, so only 3 rows. And the pair pants, look at this, you embellish something. You know, maybe you want to sew, there's no problem with sewing, of course, but let's say you buy garments. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't pay to sometimes there's you have no time, and sometimes you have you have a deal. I'll switch the camera. Sometimes you have a deal and it doesn't pay to make it. So what do? You embellish it. Buy your clothes plain and embellish them with all the different thread that Janome can provide you, can sell you, stabilizer. So, and then nobody will have the same. They'll look the same, but and you know, it also attract people. So, did you make this? It's yours. You embellished this. You know, you're proud of yourself. Okay. So today we work with border guide. If I read it, border guide foot. Okay, 7mm on the new anniversary model 31 PG. So I thank you everybody for watching. I'll remove this, and I'm saying bye-bye, and see you next time. Have a good week and good sewing.